and they want the border secure, and John McCain is one of them.
This is Alan Stevens. Actually, I think Senator McCain is on the right track in terms of advocating comprehensive reform, and when people are given enough information, when they're asked questions about immigration, they do support immigration comprehensive reform, and that's some of the things I think we're seeing coming, frankly, from the Bush administration right now in terms of rewriting rules on farm labor that they announced yesterday. Part of that is a secure border, but part of it also is recognizing the needs for immigrant labor. And I disagree totally to the whole idea that Senator McCain and the people, the majority of Congress, or close to the majority, supported the comprehensive reform because it makes sense. It's not amnesty. It makes sense to recognize the fact that there are 11 or 12 million people in the country right now here, as well as the need for labor, and trying to put together a rational approach instead of just doing what Washington seems to do best, and that's ignore issues.
Well, let's look at something. Tom Liddy, is John McCain really still working for the state of Arizona, or are his eyes set on this national career as president, and is he perhaps setting Arizona's needs in the background?
John McCain's entire life has been motivated by a goal to serve his country. And I would argue that by serving the state of Arizona as well as he has been serving his country. And he's certainly not running for president because he, is serving his personal ambition. He wants to be president. He believes that at this point in history, he's the best one to lead this country. I happen to agree with him on that. He's doing it for me and for my family and for all of Arizona and all of the other 49 states and all our territories. He's not doing it for John McCain.
One last question. Alan Stevens, what should progressives really expect if McCain were elected president? Because progressives truly feel the country's gone in the opposite direction. Do you think it will continue going in the direction it's going? And I know a lot of you approve of that. Or do you think that there's going to be, that McCain will be, let's say, partially more progressive, at least in this administration?
It's really hard to tell because we're in the midst of a primary campaign. What's interesting, once a candidate secures enough delegates to get nominated, which he's really in a position of, with Romney dropping out today, that he's at that point, normally the candidates in both parties move to the center. I think because of the unrest on the Republican right side, the very conservative side, he's going to continue to have to go to the right to talk to them about why he's a true conservative, which is going to possibly alienate him from the center. And so on the progressive issues, I think he'll be moving away from some of the progressive issues. For instance, he voted against the Bush tax cuts, and that has been used against him repeatedly, and now he's talked about, well, he really supports them. So I think that's an example of the direction that he's going to have to move in terms of at least how he perceives his campaign.
Last licks. Gentlemen, how will Mr. McCain do in November? Tom Liddy, you first.
I think if the Democrats nominate Obama, it will be a very tough race, but McCain will prevail. If Hillary Clinton is a nominee for the Democrats, then John McCain will carry 39 states and win.
Alan Stevens.
Well, I think if, given the direction of and the feeling behind change and the turnout in these elections, the feeling for change, I think a candidate who doesn't talk about change is not going to win. So that's going to be up to the senator to decide where he is when the general election comes, and forgetting some of the movements he's had to make in the primary. So we'll see. I don't really know who's going to win, but again, I guess it's going to be a candidate that espouses change because that's what people want.
Tom Liddy, Alan Stevens, and Rob Haney, thank you for joining us in the International Newsnet.